How
Yeah,
are you?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm good. It's brilliant to have you here.
It's oh yeah, you too.
It's
What's up?
awesome.
It's late over there, right?
It's about 9:15ish from by me here.
Okay, late-ish.
Not too late, but I'm delighted to have you here.
Awesome. I'm
It's
happy to be
like
here too, man.
it's like having the big three now. I got you, Elia, and Daniel. I got the three players. I
The
love
big
it.
three. The fit. I know we have to come up with so there's Fantastic Four. What's a TH word, that has
Ooh,
the we can't have Fantastic Three.
no,
We can,
no,
yeah.
because that
We'll
was a
come up
team. We'll
yeah, we
we'll
did need a
figure one
team.
out.
Yeah.
We'll have a think. We'll have a think. But yeah, welcome to the show, to the channel.
Thank you.
Obviously the idea today is just to have a chat about Adam Warlock, Aquaman, Red Hood, and all the
Yeah.
characters that you voiced because it's awesome.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
like
I'm
you've ticked
stoked.
boxes of characters that I love.
I love it.
We'll start with the perfect human himself, the
Why
perfect
not?
being, good
Let's do
old
it.
Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock awaits. Flawless. Healing power. Your fate is sealed. Stronger together. Maximum pulse. Born again. Cosmic justice.
Nice.
I know he has other names, but I don't know if I feel comfortable saying that while you're looking at me.
Oh, I trust me, I've seen them all. My chat and people on TikTok have I'm aware of every iteration of the Adam War, not L, but some other letter OCK. Yes, there's many more than that though. So
He's
I'm
like
very well
a
aware.
he's like a symbol now, though. There's that
Yeah,
many people that
yeah,
love Adam, and it's brilliant because obviously, he's not an unknown character. I mean, he wielded the Infinity Gauntlet in the comics, like he was a massive
mhm,
character.
yeah,
But then I think Guardians 3 kind of helped him a little bit.
yeah. At least become
People
more
picked him up.
aware. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Very different take on him, obviously, but yeah,
yeah.
you know.
Now, how
So
did you feel about the take of him in the MCU?
I mean, what I like, let me put it this way. It's not obviously if like I got to pick, it's not what I would do,
Mm,
but what you that's not what matters at the end of the day. It's like I appreciate when films that are lifted from novels or comics or whatnot still try to keep to the core of like who that character is, but then still can push those boundaries instead of trying to be, fear mongered by just the comics, right? Like you gotta, and it's not just for the sake of making, but like how can we expand upon it and still tie them into the story, right?
yeah,
So obviously he was very, childish and literally like a newborn,
yeah, like a toddler.
yeah, like a toddler, but with a lot of powers, right?
Yeah.
So very, very different than the version that I portrayed in the game. But first of all, he Will Poulter killed it. I mean, with what he was given, I thought he's a phenomenal actor. So
Yeah.
I think he was amazing in it. But yes, it would have been. But my guess is as to why they went that route is because are probably, I have no inside scoop, so do not quote me on this. I'm guessing that they're trying to develop him
Mm,
because, like, so if he comes out like how you're already used to knowing him in the comics,
yeah.
um, you can still like have interesting character development from there. But I think there's a clear intention to perhaps he's in the post credit scene too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that usually post credit people tend to show up in other versions or in other superhero films. So
Yeah.
I think in that post credit scene, without spoiling anything, that you could read, he's such a good actor. You could see his micro expressions on his face that there is there is a growth happening inside of him, a maturity that started to form. And that's my long answer to say, not necessarily my cup of tea. I didn't hate it. It was just a
Mm.
version of him. Just like there's so many different Supermans and Batmans, right? Like
So
Michael
many.
Keaton's forever is my favorite, right? Because that's what I grew up on. Christopher Reeve will always be, but I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think he is amazing as Superman. Like he's just another version. So you have to respect that. And I'd rather it be a bold choice like they did instead of a very vanilla version
Like,
of
here's
hey
Adam
Superhero.
Warlock. Yeah,
Yeah.
here's the one you know. See,
Yeah. So
I
I
love
think
the
he's going to
fact.
grow more into what you know in the comics. That's my guess. I have no inside scoop at all. I don't, you know.
But now you've said
I
it, I
guess.
hope that happens because that would be
Yeah.
brilliant to slowly watch him mature in a sense from like a toddler stage.
Yeah. Instead of like, mother, change my diaper. You know.
Mother, I seem to have ripped this man's head off. I like the
I know.
bit where he goes, I did not like that at all.
Yeah, I did not like that at all.
It's something like
Oh,
that.
God. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Keaton as well because he's my favorite Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I love Michael Keaton. It's in my head that's like classic Batman.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's oh
It's the impressionable childhood one, but like Tim Burton's version, he just nailed the perfect balance of like kitschy, but not as kitschy as like the original TV series, which was
yeah.
a whole other decade,
Pow,
right?
boom.
Yeah. Right. That honored like the kind of like the surface level of the comics, like the
Mm,
fun elements. That's what the TV series did. And then Tim Burton really dove deep into the dark elements that
yeah.
you see in the comics, but also still had a lighthearted spin on it.
Yeah, it's still a little
Um,
bit whimsical, isn't it?
yeah, because
Espe-
Tim's
yeah.
humorous. So I think it was the perfect culmination when that movie came out
Yeah.
of just like kind of like how can we find a new audience that isn't just like kids, you know,
Yeah.
what they assumed what comic books were associated with.
It was a nice balance to go with Batman. It was like adults can watch this, kids will enjoy it. It's kind of nice medium, you know, everyone
Yeah,
can kind of go and see it and enjoy something from it. I mean,
yeah,
Danny DeVito as the Penguin will
dude.
always stay in my mind with the fish. It was very watching
Yeah,
it
when he
when I'm a bit older, it's like, what?
just the like
Yeah, it's
down his face and what he did with his voice and the sound effect were really impressive because
yeah.
usually you hire Danny DeVito just to be Danny DeVito, but you could tell he really pushed himself to like it was still Danny,
Yeah.
like, but there was it was a creature version of him.
Yeah, and it was brilliant though because it felt like a caricature. Like it
Hmm.
felt like that's the penguin. That is the over exaggerated, you know, penguin like person. But yeah, so with Adam Warlock, then obviously with you voicing him, did you take anything from the comics with yours? Because obviously your approach with Adam, which I love, is very stoic and very like, you know, I am who I am and I will help you and you know, I don't judge. And he's very calm. It's until obviously he ults, but we'll get onto that in a bit. You know, the ult lines are brilliant in the game. But yeah, did you take any inspiration from the comics at all with the stoicism, which again is I
Yeah,
don't think's a word.
I can no absolutely no. I think stoicism is a word, right?
Stoicism.
Yeah, I'm
It
pretty
is
sure.
now.
I see it in audition breakdowns a lot where they're like, has a sense of stoicism. But yeah, from what I recall, it was I don't even know. I mean, I auditioned years ago, and I could probably go dig it up right now. But I'm quite certain. I don't know if they literally said we don't want it at all, like the Guardians version. You know what? I don't even think the new film was out. I don't even
Damn.
know if he was out. Like, I feel so like my timelines are messed up. I gotta see when I auditioned and when the three
When the film
part
came
three
out.
came out. Holy crap! I'm just now having that realization. Which one? Anyways, um, but what I did do is I didn't want to go too deep and over. I can kind of over analyze, and then I get like, well, he's this, but he's also this. It can be a little too much.
Mm,
So the breakdown was actually really good. The details they had in it, and I'm quite certain it was something along the lines of what you hear, which was just wise, patient,
mm,
uh, optimistic, hopeful, um, incredibly powerful, but doesn't have to show it off, right? It was pretty. It was so it's a very tight pocket. Whereas you got someone like Star Lord who's really
just
I,
out
I
there.
don't relate to like the bro-ness of him, but I relate to like how whimsical and like
Yeah.
silly he is and sarcastic, like very much me. But Scott Porter slayed it.
Yeah.
Like he's the right. So it would be more of my ballpark to be like a Star-Lord type character,
Mm,
but I tend to book a lot of these relaxed, calm, stoic characters where they just want me to relax and just I'm not you got to turn up the mic gain a lot to pick up this because this is a very quiet read. I'm not whispering, but I'm taking off that sharper part of my voice that's up here that kind of
and
makes me
just
sound and then yeah, so
relax.
it's like hi, 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 still the same note, So, hi, I'm Adam Warlock. Hi, I'm Adam Warlock. Hi, I'm Adam Warlock. Hi, I'm Adam Warlock. You hear the difference where when
No, I
hi
did.
to
Yeah,
hi, just
you
shaving off
lose
that
the
nasal
yeah.
part of my voice and projecting less and then slowing down and being a little bit more articulate, right?
Take
So
your
those are the
time with it.
technical elements,
Mm.
but it's really a feel that I approach to where almost a fatherly sort of approach, like don't worry, everything's going to be okay. We got this, right? Instead of like, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. We got this.
Yeah.
There are those moments that he has, in some of his uh, battle stuff where it's more projected, but
Yeah.
it's always he's never losing his shit, So it's just doesn't happen with him in this game, at least yet, right? So yeah, that's I can't remember what the question was, but that's how I approached the audition, and I was when I booked it, I didn't really honestly know too much about him.
Mm.
So when I booked it, I did even more research to make sure I honored,
Yeah.
not disappointed fans. And I have plenty of trolls who like to talk crap about whether it's like my appearance and whatnot, but this is how I look as it. You're gonna get that. There's a lot of sad people out there.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
one troll comment I've never gotten from anyone is like, I hate Adam's voice. I hate what you did with him. You ruined Adam. This is not like Adam. Like nothing like that. When I've gotten that from, other roles like Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a big cult classic film. And there's the two brothers who drive the ice cream truck, right? It's
Hmm.
Rich and Paul Terenzi, and I think I'm Rich, I think. But like I went up and I watched like other clips, and he like kind of like sort of sounds like this. He's got like a little bit of like a Midwestern accent. He's like, oh my God. So they were playing hard into the comedy in the game. So I
Mm.
didn't do a sound alike, which I do is a specialty of mine. I do sound alike work for celebrities. And they didn't want that. They just wanted more of like overall tone and vibe. And I put a tweet out, announcing it years ago. And it's like, I'm excited to be here. And just most people
Oh.
were nice and like, oh, congrats. And then just one person's like, clearly you didn't even watch the movie, did no research, worst Terenzi ever. I'm like, oh my God, dude, you have no idea.
There's always one. There's always
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
no matter what.
So yeah, but that was again, like they were judging my performance
Mm.
because of something they're familiar with. That has not happened yet that I've found with Adam. And I'm
Which is great.
very, yeah, lucky, I guess.
Yeah, and a big thing I always say on the channel as well is within Marvel Rivals, at least, I personally haven't really met anyone that's toxic, as people would say. I
Really?
haven't. Yeah, I haven't. I think I've avoided it, but I think it's because I'm not in the game.
Wow. That's wild. I mean, holy crap. Like I'll be the coolest, calmest cucumber in the game. And I still, and it's funny because people see my chat will be watching because I stream and play as Adam. And so they all know that the VA of Adam's playing, but the people on my team who are being complete assholes to me for no reasons. It's like I'll accidentally like pop my ult. Like I'll just
Mm.
I go back down to hit my wads and I hit Q by accident. And I'll do it in spawn. We're human, we're
It
not
happens.
perfection is unattainable. Sometimes I hit Q. Sorry, that's what I want to say. And so yeah, people just lose their mind and then think I'm throwing the match, and they'll tell the whole chat to report me for throwing, and I'm like, but
I
like
think,
it's
yeah.
just the people in the whole chat's like, do they know? They don't even know they're being a complete asshole to the V. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Hey, 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 hey. I am Adam. I am the voice of Adam. You
I am
should
the
stop being
Adam.
so mean to me. And they're like, yeah, okay, bro. What am I gonna do? So I just report them, and I try to counter their harassment and
Yeah.
trolling with jokes and or acceptance. I think someone once said they're like, because my name in game is Daddy Dash Warlock, and they're like, "Oh my God, Daddy Warlock, you're absolute dog shit, absolute dog shit. Get off this game, uninstall, Alt F4, bro, Alt F4, bro. You are dog shit." And I talk as Adam most of the time on the comms, so I open
Mhm.
up the mic. I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I love dogs. I've always wanted to be a part of a dog. Dog shit. I've made it, aren't I? Or haven't I? So they're like, yeah, bro, yeah, yours dog shit." And like, it just goes over their head. They like don't even
Like,
realize. Like I just sound like literally talk like Adam, and they just
it just goes straight over.
with a comeback that's more
Yeah,
like, instead of like fighting, I'm just trying to twist.
because
They
that's
don't
the
get it.
thing with people that try to insult you. If you humor it and you take the mick out of their insult, they usually just go, okay, all right, I'll give up. But I
Yeah.
mean, if
It varies.
if
Yeah.
I was playing the game and one of the voice actors said something, I'd be like, oh, okay,
Most would.
okay.
It's not like, you should like bow to us and we're
No, no,
gods, but
no, no.
it's like say that shit I bet none of you would say that, walk up to my con table and be like, "Hey, you're dog shit. You should uninstall." No, you wouldn't.
Just walk straight up and just point.
Even to like just like someone at the con, like an attendee wearing cosplay, you would no one has the
No.
guts to do that in real life. So it is really frustrating the amount of and it's any game. It's not just Rivals, Like I come from Counter-Strike, which is like
Oh yeah. Oh, that game's toxic.
yeah, like really toxic on every disgusting human level, but I love the game
It is
itself.
a
So
good
it's
game.
like
It's a
I
great game.
love the game. It's my roots. It's what I grew up playing. So when I pop in every now and then, it's just like your mileage may vary, and I've heard some of the worst crap ever said in my life on there. It's just mute, or I try to counter it. And I do want to use this moment if there's any male identifying gamers out there, if you hear a feminine sounding voice just open, because God forbid they speak, because it's a team-based game.
Oh,
And they're like,
yeah, I know what you're gonna
right,
say.
and they just say, oh, we got a Doctor Strange behind us. You hear a girl say that, and then you hear a guy on your own team be like, hey
It's a
girl,
girl. It's a girl. Oh my
what,
god.
what's your show me
Wait.
show me your, I'm not gonna say what they say, but like,
Yeah,
send me
it's
some naked
it's
pics.
bad.
Blah, blah.
It's
Get
so
back in,
bad.
just okay. And then the rest of the team, I've heard them talk. I've heard their mics.
Mm.
There's all other guys, and none of the other guys say shit. Guys, I'm not saying it's your job, but my God, it is not that hard to just be like, hey, bro, dude, stop with the harassment. Let's play the game. Let's win. Let her talk.
There's no need.
And you don't need to like get in this big fight, but at least just, guys, please just try that. Please say something. Don't leave the women to have to literally defend themselves for having a voice and wanting to win the game with you. It just, please just say something, because the more you can do that, the more the more resistance these asshole bros are gonna face.
Yeah.
It's power in numbers. So I could go on and on about that, but it
No,
really makes me
it is
sad.
something that is very prolific. I think gaming should be a very safe space in a sense. It's where we all kind of go to escape. We
Yeah.
go and we dive into these fantasy realms and these games where we're just like, this isn't me. I'm playing as this person. You don't want, and it's disgusting. It happens in the outside world as well. We like having that overlap. These people just want to go home. They want to play their games. They gain the courage to actually speak on mic or something,
Yep.
and they just get bombarded. It's disgusting.
Yep. Just
It's
like
just
literally
it's
for just speaking.
gross.
Yeah, and it's so unacceptable. So like really the only way we're going to be able to change that behavior is with resistance. And so the more you can call it out, guys, and just like, you don't need to go into a 10-minute fight with them, just like call it out in numbers against sometimes two bros will actually be against the girl
Yeah.
saying. So then it might be you against two bros, and they're gonna be like, oh, you an E couple. They're gonna say all the dumb shit. At least show that you, as a guy, don't stand for that shit instead of standing there silently. That's all I'm saying, man. It's not that hard. I know it's not your job, but it's not that hard. You're all behind keyboards. You're all anonymous. Just say something. Try and see if we can make a change in this culture. Because guess what? Women like games too.
What?
They want to play on team-based games too and
What?
win the match too. Isn't that crazy, Anthony?
What?
Wild.
I can't believe that. That is mental.
So, anyways,
It's yeah,
end
it's
rant.
no, no, no.
Very passionate
It's a
about it.
needed rant because it is a disgusting thing that happens way too much. And you always have these guys that are like, oh, I want my girlfriend to play the game. I want to get my girlfriend on the game. And it's like, well, if you ask them if they feel comfortable being on the game,
Yeah.
being in voice chat, speaking to people, it's horrible. It
Yeah.
really is. And the
Yeah.
reality of the situation is horrible. And you're right.
Not always, but
No, no,
often.
no, but yeah,
For them, it's often.
too many times. Too many times. One
Mhm.
too many times. It's instead of just sitting and being silent, at least say something like you said, bring
Yeah.
something to the table.
Nothing's gonna happen to you,
Call
dude.
someone out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
They're
do
not
it.
going to search
And
your IP address. They're not going to hunt you down. Just tell them
Yeah.
to stop being a dick.
Yeah. Be like, let's stop. Let's win the game. Like
Yeah.
redirect it to just winning the game instead of You don't need to be like, dude, you're an incel. Shut up. Like you
Yeah.
can like go ahead and insult, but like that's what they want. And then they're gonna keep, and then it's gonna turn into this. So
Yeah.
just keep them straightforward and just focus on and redirect towards winning the game instead of trying to tell them how wrong they are, because that usually never,
No. No, it doesn't. A
doesn't
game is
work.
meant to be a happy place.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't, and this person's getting the courage to speak up, and then there's suddenly a fight going on, and then they don't feel like they want to turn their mic on again, and they lose that part of the community because the community of gaming is what makes it so great.
Yep.
But then you have one bad egg, and the rest of the eggs go rotten too, and it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
We've got to stand together. We've got to push for it, and we've got to make it a safe, happy environment where everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
Yep.
go. And now we
Yep.
can end the round.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to add my bit because it's really sad. Speaking about playing the game though, feels a bit wrong going for a digression now, but speaking about playing the game, obviously, like you said, you do play the game. Obviously, I watched your streams. I've watched the cheese ASMR.
Thank you. Cheese
That's
ASMR.
It's why I tune in. That's why I tune in. I tune in just for cheese ASMR. No, but you play the game and you play the game really well as well. Like it's not just like
That's
you
a
play the game.
thanks.
You play it well. Like
I mean, I'm gold. I'm almost, which is appropriate for Adam, but I've almost hit plat. But but thanks. I'm not. I'm a pretty damn good Adam.
yeah,
For how little I play, I'll give myself that. But
there you go. Because
thanks.
Adam's not an easy character. His kit's really good. It's really strong, but you've got to use him right, just like any character in the game. I don't really look at the difficulty stars because in my head it's like every character's got their own kind of niche.
I agree.
I mean, I started with Bucky. That was my like go-to.
Bucky's hard, dude. I feel bad for Elia. Like for those who don't know, Elia Mountjoy is the voice of Winter Soldier. Him and then Daniel Marin, who's the voice of Namor. We all play and stream the game sometimes together, sometimes solo. But yeah, but Elia, I swear to God, his character is the hardest of our three. Like just like getting certain mechanics down, and like so Elias just always like, man, I can't ever land. He's like, armed and dangerous, and then he like hits his head on a ceiling or something, and
honestly
we're all learning.
That is the worst when you do the armed and dangerous ult and you just hit like I know a random plant that's just in the way. And you're like, I showed that plant.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. Yeah, or like I'll ult where I think I'm safe, but then all of a sudden like the maps that are dynamic and change.
Oh,
so
I love the dynamic maps.
I'll pop it off, born again, and then everyone's like, whoosh, and then literally as we're coming back, the wall in front of us is ripping open, and then everyone is killing it. I'm like,
I will.
It's hard. We're all learning.
I do have to say that when the game first came out, and you had that classic meta of letting Adam do the born again and then doing the armed and dangerous right on top, it was satisfying.
Yeah.
But Bucky was my first Lord.
Oh,
so Bucky was my first Lord. I see this really upsets Daniel. I did get Mr. Fantastic to Lord second. And then to do an interview with Daniel, he said, you need to get Namor to Lord. And I did. I got Namor to Lord. I did the grind. And I went, you know what? I got him to Lord. And you know who I'm getting to Lord now?
Adam.
I'm getting Adam to Lord.
Yeah.
Because my strategist, because I'm not just a DPS main, I'm not an insta-lock.
I am.
I can jump around. Mantis and Adam are my two go-tos. So I clearly like the Guardians.
Yeah, no, honestly, I need to try a bit more Mantis.
Mantis is fun.
Does she get headshots? Or is it okay, cool. So yeah, my aim is my only strength, and that's about it. So
because of CS:GO.
Yeah,
because of CS:GO.
Yeah, also like knowing angles and like all that FPS stuff in those tactical shooters really actually helped me a lot in Rivals, to where I know, especially being as slow as Adam, to not just be out in the open all the time. Like if it's a very I need to always have some object,
something
fairly close by, or at least some tank that's going to back me up just for a moment if I'm going to go do some DPS stuff. DPS,
yeah, because the strategists they're a bit spongy in a sense. No, not spongy. That's a tank. They're very brittle. They don't have much health. Yeah. People know what I meant. So obviously, with Adam, I feel like I know the answer. I do feel like I know the answer. But do you have a favorite voice line?
I mean, the ult is great because like especially when I saw the reveal video come out, I was just like, oh shit,
Mm.
that sounds like just 'cause they add all the reverb and they make it, and with the animation and the sound effects and the music, all those, like I do audio production too, right? So I do some video editing. So I was like, ooh, I see what you did there. So it wasn't like just my performance, like that was the foundation, and then they built with amazing sound design and the visuals of the beautiful art and the animation of his thing spinning and like his eyes glowing. I mean, it's just like
The
all that
whole,
together just gets a visceral reaction from a lot of people in the reveal video, you know?
It's so cool.
So, yeah. So that's, of course, that's classic. But man, I got a lot though. Honestly, on a serious note, his lines, you know, this game came out in 2024, but you know, things ended 2024 and especially 2025. All around the world, it's been pretty rough in terms of just being divisive, and there's just a lot of darkness, in my very strong opinion, both in leadership and all over, and it's just festering, and it's just creating these rifts between humanity when we just like we have so much more in common than we do, and we don't. Even though, you know, media or, you know, TikTokers and politicians are trying to convince us otherwise. And we may have those differences, but we could still actually, you know, have a conversation. That's what's missing. So anyways, what I love about Adam is some of his lines. You know, I don't have every line memorized, believe it or not, even though I play the game, but so I'm looking at some right here, but some of my favorites, especially in this era right now, are lines like, I was born to change humanity for the better. That time has come, you know, or in a world consumed by darkness, I will gladly be the light. Right? Like that's just really,
they're very topical, aren't they?
all
Those
these
two are
like right here.
topical.
Yeah, man. Like this one, like, where there is evil in the universe, I will be there to balance it. Right? It's just, it's very, I don't know, it's very timely how he talks. And I, even if I booked a villain, if I booked Venom, right, I would be still who I am, which is I try to spread light wherever I go. It's not easy when you're exhausted or tired or mad, but it can take effort, but it takes less effort to be nice than it does to be a dick.
It does.
So, you know, so I'm so grateful that I happen to be voicing a character who's literally is one of their sole purposes to lift others up.
Yeah, he's a beacon.
To be the beacon. And so I try, he inspires me, the character, to as a reminder to be like that every day, no matter how hard, you know, and how effed up stuff can get. So it's really special. I mean, I know it sounds cheesy, but this I've been doing this a long time, a really long time, voice acting, and been in tons of huge games, bigger roles, but no roles that have like just hit as far as fandom goes. And when Adam, especially because I started playing and then interacting with fans, not just in the game, but like uploading videos and then the comments and then DMs and building a whole Discord community. I mean,
live
it's
action
like
videos. They're brilliant. They're so
thank
great.
you. I put a lot of effort into them. It's quality
so
over
great.
quantity. I don't crank them out, but when I pop one up, it's going to be good. At least that's what
They're brilliant. I love scrolling and seeing them. I go, boom, yeah, awesome. Another masterpiece.
Yeah, this is cinema. But
absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. I just want Adam to say that at the end
That's
of every.
it. I need to make an Adam edit now where it's him
Yeah.
sitting there. Just get that soundbite.
Yeah.
I'll send it.
Exactly. No, I appreciate it. But yeah, the grand point I was making there is it's really to be, you know, not pun intended, it's really lightened up not lightened up, but like reinvigorated my soul. Not that it was in a really bad place, but it was getting to a point to where it was just like, you know, kind of you're kind of in the hamster wheel of any job. And it's not that I would hate it or miserable, but like, you know, this voice acting, being an artist and trying to make a living is forever going to be difficult. And I am very, very lucky. I worked and still work my ass off, so I've earned it. But I'm still very lucky and privileged to be able to make a living just with my voice. Right? I can pay the bills just with my voice. That's a very, very few people are ever going to be able to do that in their life. And I
It's
don't say it to
awesome.
brag. It's, but, and so I take it very seriously, and I'm full of gratitude every day. But this whole Adam thing, and the fans, and just like, and I just started doing conventions for the first time, and the
Mm.
things people have said to me, um, about like what my iteration of what I brought to Adam, and his tone, and what it means to them. And it's just like, I mean, I can't tell you how humbling, and how much it's just melted my heart, and has made me feel more purposeful
Mm.
than ever. I've always felt quite purposeful. Not always. I didn't want to live when I was a teenager. So those were dark times, but it's very, I just feel incredibly lucky to go from like suicidally depressed teenager Jordan living in Colorado. And I'm not blaming Colorado, it's just where I was. So AK, I never thought that one day I could be voicing superheroes and live in Los Angeles, and be able to, you know, like drive onto these studio lots and park under the Warner. I know this is a different game, but like, park under the Warner Brothers Tower. Like, if I knew that, like, that would have given me so much more. Like, I would have gotten out of my depression a lot faster. But the fact, I'm just really grateful that I hung on. I hung on. It's really hard. I hung on long enough for things to get better, and I feel very purposeful now. So I'm just grateful every day.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people agree, and we're very thankful that you're still here.
And
We
I'm
are,
thank
we
it's a
appreciate
big
it.
loves fest, man. No, that
Yeah.
I'm so, any kind thing that anyone says to me, and I try to do it in return. Like, everything is contagious, including darkness. So light is very contagious. So
Yeah,
my
100%. You
saying is
smile,
compliment a
someone
stranger.
smile. Yeah,
Yeah, just compliment a
100%.
stranger today. Or
Well,
just be, yeah, nice. It's not that
if
hard.
if it helps, ages ago, you brought one of my favorite characters to life.
Okay.
I don't know whether you can remember, but Magic the Gathering, you voiced Ral.
Yeah, and then it got canceled. The game got canceled,
The
right?
game got,
Yeah.
yeah, but you voiced Ral. You brought one of my favorite planeswalkers to life, and if I ever met you at a convention, you'd probably sign my Ral card over anything else.
That's wild,
There
dude.
you go, just a little like a
The fact you
throwback
even
there.
knew about that. I mean, I put it in my video game reel, because I was really proud of it, and the sound, and like, I'm like, ooh, this is a good flavor to put in my reel, but no one needs to know. It's not like I'm going to put like character name, game name canceled. All right, no one needs to know that part, right? It happens. I've been in, oh God, there was a shooter. I'm not going to say the name. It's public, but our us voicing the characters is never public, so I can't say what game it is. But there was
Mm,
uh, a PvP, I think 6v6 shooter, kind of like parkour style, like jumping, kind of like fun Overwatchy sort of vibes,
mm,
in development, for years, and I did multiple sessions, and it was a character type I've never. It was kind of like a wiser, older, stiff guy. He was sort of like
mm.
this, and he was kind of, yes, like he was the one trying to keep everything together. Think of, like, Brimstone and Valorant, voiced by
Yeah.
Steve. Not as gritty or grizzled or loose. A bit more like, a bit. The stick is a bit more up his ass. Like, what I'm saying? Like, he's even more like, no, order.
Yeah.
This is how it should be, and we're going to accomplish this mission. But he's very dry and kind of funny. So I was so excited by the game. I don't know I don't even know the reason, but last I looked at the Steam page, it's just like no longer in development. Making games is hard. Like, it
Yeah.
takes a lot of money and effort, and the voice actors were a small piece of that pie. So, you got Magic the Gathering, ton of people, money, time, and effort went into it, and multiple other games. I mean, and many I can't even list a title. I probably had 4 games. I've been in maybe 5 in my career that never saw the light of day that I've recorded. I got paid,
Yeah.
a little bit of money for that session, but we never got to see it come to fruition. And I feel even more bad for the developers and the
Yeah.
writers, because they
Because
spend way more time on these projects than us voice actors.
there's a bit of love behind every project as well.
Yeah.
There's like a, I don't know, a kid in someone's brain going, "Oh my gosh, I'm making a video game."
Yeah.
But like with that passion and with the voice actors, you can really see it being pulled and pushed into the game. I'm gonna say pushed, not pulled. Getting it pushed into the game where you can see the passion, you can see the love for the project and the characters. And like you said earlier, you researched Adam before you went into it.
Yeah.
You looked
Yeah.
into it, and that's nice. That's a really nice thing because it gives that kind of okay, you're not just going in, saying a few lines and be like, bam. I know that's some people's processes, and no judgment there.
Yeah,
That's how people work.
it is, but like, and also, and it's all the reasoning for not being able to do a ton of research widely varies. They could
Mm,
be a single dad raising 4 kids,
yeah,
and they had 10 minutes to maybe go on ChatGPT and type in what is the essence of character X, right?
yeah,
So I've been guilty of doing that for things when I've just had super crazy weeks, and I just like it's not because I don't take it seriously, but if big health scares come up,
yeah,
family events, we have an elderly cat, like he's constantly at the vet, and so things can happen. And so some people, they're just, yeah, they're just like, ah, whatever, what is it? He's a superhero. Okay. That's all I need to know. No, I mean, you should probably know more than that, but they can go in and maybe their training is so good and they can see the copy, they can give a
yeah,
very good performance still. But it is really nice if you have the time to be able to go as deep as possible, so you can really try to get the more specific you are in your backstory and your who, what, where, and why, the classic actor techniques, the more the more nuances and layers of that character will be heard in your
yeah,
performance, instead
100%.
of it just being a one note sort of thing.
Yeah, instead of being, I am a superhero. You
Yeah,
got like,
exactly.
you got the da 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 da. I'm a superhero, and it's that.
Exactly.
There's a difference in
Yeah.
it, like, "Whoa," you can, yeah,
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, and you also need to know the tone of the game. Like there's a lot,
yeah,
there's a wide range. There's big, bellowy, silly characters that are in games that are kind of like cartoons, and then there's really deep, dramatic stuff. I'll say I'm not ashamed of it, but the game, I think, was one of the lowest ranked games that came out in 2023 or
mm,
four, and it was Walking Dead Destinies, I think.
mm, yeah.
Walking Dead
So I
Destinies.
I actually worked at a game store at that time when that came out, and I was really excited for it because I love The Walking Dead, and
Yeah.
I remember we tested it out, and I went, yeah, man, it's a fun game.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
that's good.
I enjoyed it because it was
Most people
just
would know that.
it was a place where I could go, okay, the concept was fun. I enjoyed playing the concept of it, where it's like, well, things can change.
Yeah, and it's based on, it's really hard because it's based on the right, the main characters of the TV
Well,
series
yeah, and the comic books as well.
and the
So you
comic.
got
Yeah, so
both.
there's a lot going on there, and
But yeah, I was the voice of the governor, and
Oh,
with the eye patch, the really sick, twisted mofo, and I studied the shit out of him, and he was a very complex character,
mm,
and I wanted to honor him and not just make him this vile, horrible piece of shit.
yeah,
Um, and I'm really, really proud of my performance in that game. I spent a lot of time in prepping. I prepped a lot. Um, and it was all done in one session. It was a long 4-hour session, a lot of lines,
mm,
and a lot of like heartfelt scenes where, and his daughter with Michonne and all that,
yeah.
without spoiling things for people. And yeah, but it's, you can't, no one is talking about the voice. I mean, I think some people were bashing one of the, people are mean. People are just mean, dude.
People are mean.
Like, it's
People are mean.
wild.
People will be mean about anything.
Yeah.
Someone will see a pencil and go, I don't like that pencil.
Yeah.
That
Worst
pencil
pencil I've ever
sucks.
seen. Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna burn that pencil.
exactly. So we were like some voice act, not me, luckily. No one ever said anything about my performance, but
Mm,
some of my fellow colleagues who they're friends of mine, and they were just
yeah.
like getting bashed for being so bad in the game I'm like, I don't know, man. But
Yeah,
yeah. So anyway,
let people
point
be.
being, that's something I'm really proud of. But it's just like you never know what's going to happen. Same with
No.
Rivals.
Yeah,
We had no idea this thing was going to blow up this big.
and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I had hopes when they were like, all of a sudden I see my face that's on a giant screen on YouTube at San Diego Comic-Con. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? That's never.
Whoa!
Yeah, in my career, I was just like, wait, what? The comic, my face on a screen with my name? That was crazy with the
It's
rest of
pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, like I was like freaking out. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a big hit. That
No,
doesn't mean
no.
the game is going to be good and the fans are going to like it. So when all that culminates, man, we are
Fingers crossed.
every day we're grateful. Me, Eli, and Daniel, we talk about it often. We're like, how lucky are we, dude? Like,
Yeah.
We
100%.
we're
Because
very
it's brilliant.
very grateful. Yeah,
And can we just say as well, your wife is Storm.
she's the voice of
Like
Storm.
that's so cool. But
Yes.
she's not just Storm because my little nerd brain ticked over as well. She's Ikora Ray from Destiny.
Yep.
What?
She's everything. Oh, she's like
She's
yeah,
in
she's
so
Evelyn in
much.
League. As I hit my mic, she's Lisa in Genshin. She's Sindel in Mortal Kombat 11 and MK1. I mean, like
It's so
that's
cool.
just to name a few. There's way more than that. So
It's like a list.
yeah,
We could have like one of those like elevator musics with the the IMDb list scrolling down.
oh
But
yeah,
honestly, yeah, yeah, like the do do
yeah,
do 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 do, and just
yep.
slowly. That was the Muppets theme. That was
That would
the
go better than elevator music.
yeah.
I'd prefer Muppets. Yeah,
Everyone would join in. You know, everyone would have a
yeah.
good time. But yeah, no, I honestly do. Now I do have to ask: do you guys do voice lines to each other around the house? I have to ask.
Sure. Yeah, especially with Rival because Rival's just been such a infiltrating
Mm.
game, is into our lives, especially my life because I've been really active, playing
Mm.
and everything. So yeah, for not every day, but definitely a few times a week.
Every now and then.
There'll be, she'll be like, I don't even know. She'll be like, yeah, so so I accidentally knocked over a glass and broke it again. Kind of like it'll be like Bucky, and she'll be like again. She'll out like Bucky Olds or she doesn't even play, but she's heard the lines enough by watching my streams and looking up videos, and so yeah, I'll just I'll make stupid jokes, it'd be like this time I need a refill, holding up a glass or something, just stupid shit. So we definitely talk in character, and people can leave the rest up to their imagination because people have asked dirty questions too.
Well, I'm not going to be dirty. The one that came into my head
No.
was if you ever got in an argument and it was
Oh,
feel the
sure.
wrath of the goddess.
No, I already have a plan. I already have a skit. I already have a skit written out. It's an outline. I like to improvise some of the lines. So yeah, it's gonna be between Adam and Storm, like doing in a kitchen. we're trying to like I was supposed to do the dishes, and then I'll be like, don't worry, I'm healing the dishes. It's gonna be okay. And she comes in, feel the wrath of like, you didn't do your chores, Adam. Don't be rash.
Don't be
So
rash.
something like
The don't be rash line. It's iconic, and you've got a staff now as well.
yeah,
That is
it's
so
kind of
cool.
behind some stuff. Otherwise, I'd go grab it right now. But yeah, it's like
that video.
it is.
That was cool.
Thanks, man. I had the poor guys that they made it. I pay them to make it because it takes a lot of time, and I gave them a good tip actually because I thought they undercharged. So, but I didn't know how much detail was going to go into it. But yeah, they 3D printed it, but they had to glue multiple parts together, and it was like the sanding and the painting and the like. I wish I could show it, but yeah, but it's like it looks like, honestly, I'm not a prop expert at all, but I think it would this could work in an MCU film, like if it looks that good. It looks that convincing. It's really wild.
Did look really cool.
So,
I saw it. I was like,
I had a lot of
that
fun
is
making
awesome.
that stupid video. Yeah.
Yeah, but the stupid videos are what, you're having a bad day, you open your phone, and you do a little bit of doom scrolling, and then you see like Adam going and picking up the staff, and they're getting on their knees and opening the box, and it's brilliant.
I didn't plan any, dude. I was just like, they did like the knee, dude. I'm like, oh god, don't let me bullshit. This is. I'm sure some people cringe. I just don't care what people. It's just at the end of the day, I don't want to look like yes, I am. It's all for fun.
I
but
am
they're
the
one
voice actor.
Yeah, it was literally the plan was, I'm gonna film you. Where is Adam? Adam, and you're holding the staff, and then I'm tilting as Adam because I just had a bad game, and trolls are always mean to Adam for the most part. Not for the most part. Sorry. More often than I'd like to admit. There's just people are just dicks to Adam players.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Again, even if they're playing bad, they're learning. Especially in quick match. So
yeah,
you already know how I feel about trolls.
Yeah, it's a learning curve game.
Yeah, so that's why I was just I mumble. I'm like, now you're gonna film me mumbling. I just kind of came up with like GG no heal. So that was me quoting someone typing that, right? Like,
GG no heals, yeah.
Yeah, and like I headshot Spider-Man out of the sky. So I had a few other lines that didn't make the cut. I can't remember, but I wanted to keep it going.
Yeah.
And then it cuts, and I'm like, so the only other direction was it's like, okay, and then Mara filmed them me finding them holding. They're like, Adam, here's your staff. I'm like, yes, yes. And then they, when they handed me, they got on their knees and they're doing this shit. I'm like, I did not direct them to do that, but it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah,
So
it worked.
It all worked out.
It was very Wayne's
Yeah.
World-esque. Like, we are not
Yeah, yeah.
worthy. It
Yeah.
felt like that. It didn't. I didn't see it as like a worship thing.
Yeah,
I saw it as just a, yeah, because heals, they're good. Support
yeah,
the
exactly.
strategists, support the healers. They're the
And
backbone.
he can bring you back to life. Yeah, he can literally resurrect all y'all. So yeah, it was really fun. And I would love to do those all day and edit them, and I just don't have the time. But yeah, I'm definitely a producer, editor at heart. Like so I have a lot of fun making those videos.
But you can see that as well. You can see the fun, back to the passion thing. You can see the enjoyment you have in it. It doesn't look like you're doing it as like a chore. You just seem to just be like, it's whimsical, it's fun. There's no, there's no, oh my gosh, you said this line right. Oh, that's it. Get off the set. It's just, it's funny. You can see it's just people just messing around. They're having a bit of fun. They're tickling their brains. The one that stands out to me, whenever I think of these videos is when you and Daniel are just talking and Daniel's got the Sue shirt on.
Yeah.
And Ian just walks up and that slap.
The voice of Mr. Fantastic slaps the voice of Namor, all while I'm witnessing it as Adam. For those who have not seen the video, just go look it up. It's easy to find.
I can maybe put it like here.
Dude, look at that shirt. That's an awesome shirt.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, me and Susan, you got to think.
If you keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Fantastic!
Richard, you.
Here,
Yeah, if you want to
put
edit,
it there and someone can they can have a giggle at it, because it's the noise of the smack against the face.
Oh, you hear it.
You're like, and I'm presuming that was real. That's not a post thing.
No, it's totally real. He
slap.
told Ian, he's like, dude, go for it. Like, hit me. And he's like, okay. Ian's just like this nice, friendly guy. So, so I don't think Daniel expected that hit to go so hard. And, Daniel took it, but then like literally we were all at the signing event, and like an hour or two after the video, like when it was when there wasn't a lot of people around, Daniel got up from his table and came over. He's like, dude, my face still hurts from the slap.
It's like,
yeah,
it's like, dude, you're a healer. Please help.
I know. I think I made a joke in the comments there. I was like, if they didn't nerf Adam, I could have healed him or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this time you need healing, but nerfed.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Not my fault. But yeah, obviously, speaking of superheroes again, obviously you were saying earlier about the, Warner Bros. Tower and going under that and that surreal experience. Obviously, you're not just one character, you're two in DC Dark Legion.
Yeah, I don't know
how
that happened, but I swear to God, I didn't pay someone out. Like, I don't like, I was just like, because I was going through the IMDb when it came out, and I was just thinking like, oh, there's a lot. I'm like, oh my God, there's some huge people. And then Lester, I love it. It's a great blend of like some actors with less credits and then actors with 10 billion credits and everything in between. So that's what I loved about it. They clearly cast the right person for the right role.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like, what are the biggest names we can get? But I was just expecting other people because we all got to audition for a ton of characters.
Yeah.
So I probably auditioned for 10.
Wow.
I auditioned for Joker Who Laughs, like all that stuff. Like it, and you just never know but the fact that I don't think I can't remember if they're like you're booked for Aquaman and Red Hood, or if it was like I think it was Aquaman first, and then like a few weeks later maybe I went in for Red Hood.
Because I think
crazy.
Did they announce Red Hood later on or something? Because Aquaman was like one of the first ones. And I think they were like, "Here's Red Hood," and I was like, "Oh, there's Red Hood. I recognize that voice." That's wild. Wait a second.
That's wild. Like, what did you reckon? I mean, if you've dug through my work, I guess you know it enough.
Yeah.
But
because
like none of them are my normal voice. It's not like they're so different, but they're. Like Adam is very quiet and smooth down here. So it's just like, it's more like relaxed Jordan voice if he has a cold or something, right? But it does sound congested, but it's just that rounded, right?
And then Aquaman in DC Dark Legion is he's more bellowy, a bit more of that superhero. That's the vibe they wanted. And he does go low and he can be relaxed, but it's more round and power behind it. Whereas Adam is calm and smooth. Whereas Aquaman is a bit more boisterous in what he
Bit more
says.
like
But yeah, the
chest
mouth
puffed
is
out kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Red Hood, they wanted just like a light New York vibe, you know?
Mm.
So and you never, I mean, some auditions I submit, if there's like, we're auditioning 10 characters, and if 2 of them that I auditioned for just sound really similar vocal placement wise, I don't care. Like, you know, like just don't submit 10 and they all sound the same. But I always try to make them as different sounding, both in attitude and vibe. And then the vocal placement is what comes next.
Yeah.
You got to make sure there's a very different point of view and vibe, and then the vocal placement. So knowing that I had submitted for Aquaman, you know,
doing this. I am Aquaman.
I didn't want Red Hood to be all dark and lower and gritty either.
Broody. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's kind of got he's kind of like he's sort of like a Peter Quill-ish.
Yeah, he's got like quite like a cockiness to him.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of like, yeah. He's got that like, I'm cool. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's like so I just placed him a little bit. It's pretty much, I pretty much just kind of gave him a bit more of like it's a bit grittier, right? Than and a little bit higher. So I put him up here, you know. So Redhead, I put him, a little bit of a New York swag. He's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna you're gonna try to kill me? I mean, it doesn't really work, but I'm kind of dead. I'm kind of alive. You don't get to pick. So what are you gonna do? We're still gonna fight this out? Okay, yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, man, let's go. You know, so that's the vibe I gave, and they luckily they sound different, which I guess is why one of the reasons why they booked me for a second character. That they don't want anyone. You don't want 2 characters sounding the same in a game.
No, because it's like, wait a second, which character's talking?
Yeah, so.
As you were saying about Red Hood, though, I did think of a joke, and it was being there got the crowbar, but you know.
That's funny. I actually we just had the whole like Nava Day of Play. I was the host for 12 hours. I think I saw you in the chat. Thank you. And we had a DC Dark Legions panel, and I hadn't heard any of the line because they're not easy to find on YouTube. So I only have heard like his character selection, where it's just like, you know, I can do this, dead or alive, or something like that. But there's other lines that you unlock if you play the game. And so the hosts were amazing. And all of us who were on the panel, which was Craig Lee Thomas, who's Superman, Shelby Young, who was Batgirl, Jennifer Sunbell, who was Poison Ivy, and myself as the 2 characters. And they unlocked a majority of our voice lines, and they played
That's
them.
cool.
And it was really fun because like I forgot about one I did, which was they're all short. They're just short quips.
Yeah.
And but Red Hood, it was just like, it's fun. It's fun being able to play someone as straight. And I mean, just like in terms of like, it's a tight box that they're in terms of expression.
Red Hood is like Red Hood.
Yeah. But Red Hood has got, he's more, he can do more. He's got more expression. Right. Whereas Adam is very in a tight pocket. Right. Like, he's like he's either big on his ult lines or fighting lines. And then other than that, he's very calm and relaxed like this. So there's not a lot of variance between there. Whereas with Jason Todd, it's fun. So like one of the lines I think was paraphrasing, but I think it was just like, oh yeah, I think this is actually a verbatim. I think it was, yeah, so the hood, it's red. That's the line. Like, it's just like, so I think it was like an idle line. Like, so, you know, when the gamer hasn't done something in a while and it's the character gets bored. Like,
like the idle animation.
Yeah. So like the hood, it's, you know, it's red. It's like an awkward first date or something. I don't even know what the context is, but it's fun to be able to like play into the comedy.
Yeah.
Because like because like I have a lot of improv training. So, you know, comedy is a big strength of mine.
Yeah.
So when I get to exercise and wield it in a character,
it's like, yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah.
the hood, it's red. I love it's like he's trying to pick someone up.
I know. Like, well, think about how hard that is, though. I'm not trying to say this to brag, but because I have a lot of training, you know, only a trained, skilled actor can execute that. Like, look at that line written out. Okay. So the hood, ... it's red. There's like, I mean, I like, there's so many ways you could say it, but most people who aren't trained wouldn't really know what to do with that. Cause it's just like this basic, there's like, no, what is it?
Yeah.
It's such a generic. Yeah. So the hood, it's red. It's not it's like a line more like, I'm going to kill you because you killed my father. and all the things you did are horrible. Like that's specific.
Yeah, yeah.
This is just like the hood, it's red. Like what? What do you do with that? How do you make it funny?
Where is he
That's where it's
saying this? Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
I
just
made
him
a
just
choice, and yeah, and that's what stuck. So because of training, it's
Yeah.
not about the voice; it's about what you do with it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a tool set, you know.
Yep.
It's a toolbox. You take your tools out, you kind of fine tune it, and then boom, that's the
Yep.
character.
Exactly.
Not that
Yep.
I'm trained.
You are.
It's
You
just-
said you went to acting school, didn't you?
yeah, well, I'm not as experienced as like, I've spoken to a lot of voice actors. I pick up little bits and bobs.
Sure. Yeah. But I don't even have like college training. I didn't even go to college. I had to take a 5th year of high school. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to pay money to fail. That's probably not a good idea for me. So yeah. So, all my training just through just classes, just various classes and private coaching and things like that. And just self-practice, just pulling up scripts alone and auditioning or not, just, you look diving in and just doing it is way better than just listening to a lecture.
Yeah,
I'm not saying don't go listen to that stuff, but doing it and then having a good coach on the side to give you feedback to make sure you're not like doing it and going in the wrong direction for years. Right?
Yeah.
You need someone to reinforce good skills in you and
Yeah.
break bad habits before they form.
Yeah, because bad habits are really difficult to shake, especially in the arts. They're so difficult because you have an idea of a character, you bring the character, and then someone goes, "Oh, but that's there," and it's like, "Yeah, but that's how I do all my characters." Like, yeah. There's like bad habits, really easy to grow. Good habits are really hard to hone. So it's that kind of it's that kind of the bad habits are easier to keep than the good habits.
That's very true. Yeah, I feel like it's something Adam would say. The bad habits are very easy to keep than good habits.
There we go. There you go. I made a new Adam line.
I believe written by Antony.
I need that at the end of it. If that ever makes fruition, just that was written. A little bit of credit.
Yes, you got it.
So so obviously speaking about the classes, so how did you end up in voice acting? Obviously, you said about the passion of it and taking the classes. How did it kind of go? This is what I want to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of everyone's stories are different, but apologies if those who've heard an interview from me. I'm like, how do I make this interesting every time I tell it? So I try to find something different, but in short, it was just a lot of people just saying you have a nice voice. You should get into voiceover or radio is what a lot of people said. Because like in Colorado, the word voice, like that, it's hard to understand what that word means, especially back in the 2008 is when I started to get into it. And so I thought it was like, oh, you got to get into radio and broadcast and all that. And I learned luckily at that point, like, oh no, that's probably not the best route because there's a lot of pitfalls that DJs can kind of get stuck into. It can be really toxic. That's where Mara, my wife, comes from. She was like working for 4 different radio stations.
Wow.
Different personalities on different FM stations. She was like a country radio station. Chris just were like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Like, we're listening to some country music. And then not like with an accent, but then she was on a morning show, which was like more vulgar and like kind of catered towards, 20s, 30s, crowd.
Yeah.
So she hustled in there, but what that can do is it can get you locked into a very specific, like, listen to your voice all day. Hey, what's up? KS 102.75. Yay, and I was afraid of ever sounding like that because the trend at the time in 2008 was to sound more natural and conversational. And I was getting the only stuff that was accessible in 2008 in Colorado was commercials, training videos, phone systems, all the not as sexy stuff as video games and animation and anime. I had no access to any of that. Right? Like maybe a few indie games online who are willing to work with home studios at the time, but I wasn't training for that or even thinking of that I was ever going to do that.
Yeah.
I never thought of that until many years later, and especially once we moved to LA in 2017, that was one of the sole purposes is like, we want to get into more character work. And we did, like, because by living here, you have a tremendous access, especially pre-COVID when it was still like, you got to come in. We don't care if you have an amazing sounding home studio. we don't care. Come in. That's kind of how it was. And that COVID changed that mostly for the better. Yeah. It's unfortunately, yeah. So living here is still very helpful because we're going in, just because they have a process and they want to keep the sound consistent and want to make sure all the actors sound the same in the same
Yeah.
space. So I respect it. And honestly, I prefer going in, not driving wise, because traffic can be bad, but I prefer the human element of it.
Yeah.
Like seeing a face and fist bumping the engineer and like having that versus just hearing someone in your headphones in your booth here and then you hang up. It's great. It's just not as personable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
The human experience really, I think it adds a special touch to any kind of project. It makes it more personal, it's a lot more fun as well because you can vibe off other people. I mean, this is why I love doing this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as anyone ever, as soon as I do this, and as soon as I see the little name pop up in the like invite bar, and it's like, yeah, admit them to the meeting, I'm like, oh my god, because you don't know what someone's going to be like,
Sure. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
but honestly, everyone that I've spoken to has been lovely. I haven't met someone who hasn't been lovely.
I'm
But
happy
then,
to hear that.
yeah, it's been a lovely road so far, and it's so brilliant because I enjoy doing it. Like I
Oh,
don't
I can
sit here and
tell.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't sit here and go, oh God, I got to do this one. Like I love it. I love speaking to people, and I think that's why I've messaged everyone because I
Yeah.
love speaking about comics. I love speaking about characters. I love speaking about art. I love speaking about how somebody's made this character into their own and brought it to them. I mean, the relation that you and Adam have is beautiful. Like it's so
I never heard it
poetic.
put that way, but yeah, thank
No,
you.
it's poetic. You've got a character that is so full of soul and so full of hope and life that it helped. And that's nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice that you can hold that dear to you and that's you.
Yeah. I hold it
Yeah.
very dear to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he is you. What what no, but you're his voice, you're
Yeah,
his
I voice him.
mouthpiece.
Yeah, I am not Adam.
I'd be impressed if you were an
I,
alien born from a
hey,
cocoon, made with
I,
gold skin,
I know this is every morning I'm putting on this cakey
just
pasty
like with a
makeup to
paint
cover my
roller.
beautiful gold skin. Yeah. This is actually a bunch of whiteout. Yeah. Yeah,
He's got like a
it's
spray
actually a
can.
paint. Yeah, it's a spray can of whiteout. Yeah, it's white spray paint that I spray on every morning. And then you just see the scene in Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and he's just like
It's like
wiping
just
off the
comes
makeup.
up.
It's me, and I have golden tears. And,
Like in the
you know.
sun, it's like, oh no, I'm reflecting.
Yeah. Oh God,
It's like Edward
I'm
Cullen.
projecting UV rays onto the birds and killing them.
But then
This
you can bring
time
them back
they
to
need
life,
healing.
You
Yeah.
can hold them in your hands.
Yeah. Only so many. Only so many.
Only so many birds. There's only so many charges.
I know. The cooldowns can be brutal.
They can, but that's why you've got to get used to the characters, which is why people should stop being so toxic because people are learning. It's a
Yeah.
learning curve game. It's they might be their first time on the character. Don't put them off the character because if
Yeah.
they're playing a strategist or a tank or a DPS, and you could be on a team where you go, oh man, I really wish I had like a really good tank or a really good strategist. A few months ago you might have put down that strategist and then they went to like DPS or a tank or something, and they're not enjoying it, then they come off, and it's not fun. It's not nice because it's such a
Exactly.
great game and it's ever
Yeah.
growing. It's
Yeah.
brilliant because it grows and grows and it's snowballing, and I can't see it stopping, and I love it. The
Yeah.
amount of content we get, the amount of new characters we get, the dialogue between the characters. We got the future foundation suits. That was like, yes. And then I saw all
Yeah.
the comments of, why hasn't Johnny got one? I was like, oh no, oh no,
Ah,
oh no,
I don't know the context. Why doesn't he?
oh no.
I know. Sorry, I don't.
So
Believe it or not, I don't know everything about every character. I wish I
what?
did. I know. I
No,
know.
so during the Jonathan Hickman run of the Fantastic Four, because I'm a Fantastic Four nerd, so strap in.
Yeah.
During the negative zone, Johnny stays back to fend off Annihilus and his army.
Okay.
And he gets stuck behind a gate, and then the Fantastic Three go away. And that's why Spider-Man's got a future foundation suit, because Johnny
Oh.
dies in a negative zone. Spoilers. He gets ripped apart and
Okay.
everything. But then he comes back, and the skin that he's got, where he's got like the arm and like the dark,
Yeah.
that's his negative zone suit, because he got ripped
Oh.
apart and he kind of like pushed his guts and like cauterized
Yeah.
himself. It was
Whoa.
a dark story, but then it's brilliant because there's a bit where he comes out and he's like, here, hold my nihilus. Like he's
Okay.
yeah, and he's got it like he hands Spider-Man like a leash. It's brilliant. But yeah, so Johnny Storm hasn't got one because at that point in the comics he died, and it was like a massive thing because oh my gosh, they just killed Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Spider-Man came into the team, Future Foundation started, and then obviously you've got the kids version where like, they're the Future Foundation. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I will say if you ever get the chance to read Jonathan Hickman's run of the Fantastic Four, do. They do like
Oh,
a straight four collection books, just four books.
yeah.
Brilliant. They're
Okay.
brilliantly set up. Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah. As a
Gotta add it to
Fantastic
my
Four
list. There's so much
fan.
Adam. Like I literally have Adam comics all over my studio, and I've barely read any of them because I just haven't.
And
Just
that's
time,
that's the
man.
worst part because you
I
know
know.
what?
I want. Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to sit down, read a comic book, and relax. And then you look
Hmm.
at the time, and you're like, oh, I got to be up for work in like X
Yeah.
amount of hours. I can't because then I'm going to be tired, and then I'm going to be vicious cycle.
And I know, and I don't want I won't I hate not finishing at least the book. So it's like,
Mm,
whatever you want to call it. So if you're reading it in the omnibus, right? It's like a series of books. So I
yeah,
call it a book, like an issue. Is that the right term? An
yeah,
issue?
a singular issue. Yeah,
Singular. Yeah. Like I never, and they can be pretty long. So whenever, like, if I'm either like falling asleep, reading it in bed, or something, like it's just because reading makes me tired naturally.
it does.
It's like
Yeah,
I hate going back and I'm like, what is going? And I just have to start the damn book over. So it's
yeah,
like
it's like the
I'll
mind blowing.
force
Yeah,
myself to get to the end if I have time or if I'm awake enough to finish the actual issue because then it really completes that arc
yeah,
every time,
yeah. And I mean,
But
that's the beauty of one shots as well. So Marvel did a recent thing where they did Rocket Raccoon and Doctor Doom, and then like Galactus, Ghost Rider, Fing Fang Foom versus Nick Fury. They did these little one shots, and I love those because you can just pop to the comic book shop, pick one up, and it's just a one and done, and it's like that thin, boom,
oh,
nice,
that's cool.
nice little read. Sit down for like I
Yeah,
don't know 10 minutes, just scan it through, boom, it's great.
I
But
like
yeah,
that. Yeah, that's digestible instead
but
of
yeah,
like, oh my God, I have
yeah.
900 issues to catch up on. Just gets
It's
overwhelming,
just a
man.
whole shelf, and
Hmm.
it's sad because you see them and you're like, I want to read you. I don't not like you. I just need the time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ex-
honestly, I could speak for more. I could speak for hours on end because it's what I
I could
love.
too.
I
I
love
could too.
speaking. Um,
I know.
I always ask, would you ever want to come back
What, for another interview?
for another interview? Obviously not like tomorrow, but
Yeah, yeah, of
but
course.
like
No, absolutely.
later seasons, catch
Yeah,
up, see where the game is, see where you guys are at, have a
yeah.
little
Hit me up.
conversation again because it's great. It's
Absolutely.
fun. And obviously you'll see me in the stream chat. You know,
Yeah,
I've
which is
started to
always
stream
appreciated.
and I have no idea what I'm doing. I've got OBS, I've got a camera.
That's all I'm doing, man. I don't have any fancy overlay. I mean, I have like a cool BRB screen. That's about it.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is a
cool.
template. It was just a template on Canva, and I just put my photos into it, and then it looked like I put all this work into it. And it was
So
a
wow,
template.
look at this detail. Perfection.
Yeah, yeah. The perfect BRB screen awaits.
Adam uses Canva.
Yeah. Adam uses Canva Pro.
Oh, it's
I
because he's
pay for that
perfect.
shit.
It's because he's perfect. It's the perfect
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's what it is.
He needs access to all the perfect imagery.
He needs the slight curves.
Yes, exactly. Hmm.
The
Hmm.
perfect crisp image. I've
Yep.
turned into
Yep.
like Paul Rudd from Anchorman now.
A
The
little bit.
syllabus. Ooh, it works 99% of the time, 60% of the time. And that's another video that I loved when they did that con. And
Oh
Daniel
God.
went behind Jay. He went,
Oh,
I call it Black Panther. And I
yeah.
love the fact that he shrugged him off like that and then did
Dude,
that.
I
I
know.
thought that was so smooth.
I don't know. I need to ask Daniel if Daniel directed it, if that was even planned or written, if you will.
But it was so cool.
I don't think it was. I bet he's done so many Black Panther roles. I think he just knew to do it. Was it one at a time or was it literally
No,
both like that?
I think he like X'd it up and then pushed off and then
Yeah. Oh yes.
fisted and then like that and he was
It was
like that and it was just
so. Yeah.
it was the absolute cinema.
Yeah. It was absolute cinema.
That's
That's
yeah,
really cool.
honestly, Jordan, it's been brilliant speaking to you.
You
It's
too,
been
Antony.
perfect. There you go. It's been perfect speaking to you.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We'll tell you what. Let me. We could do what. Let's do an Adam quip to sign off Heroic Conversations. Hopefully.
Jordan.
Yes.
You have been a fantastic guest, and I really hope we can do this again. And you know where I am. Just give me a call. You know the ringtone. It's just a
Cut out the horn, just like they cut out his old line that he doesn't have. Oh my God, that's funny. I heard everything else. That was great. That was great. Well, for those tuning into Heroic Conversations, when you decide to watch one of the best YouTube series covering superheroes, comics, games, you name it, you two will be stronger together. And if you continue watching, you two will be born again.